Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zero from TechDragon.info, and today we take a look at the Cheeto, the Tier 6 Japanese medium tank. We're gonna have some good things, we're gonna have some bad things, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll know a bit more about this tank and you'll figure out what to do with it. If not, then yeah, I can't help you. So anyways, let's take a look at the Cheeto. First things first, actually, let's start over here. 820 hit points, not too bad. Let's actually grab Tier 6, let's say mediums, and we'll compare this one, details, gun, zip. We're just going to compare the three of them here. Gun, zip, and details, and we'll compare it with the Cheeto, of course, zip, and the gun. So what do you need to know about this tank? Well, hit point wise, it's pretty decent. It's not the top tier, top end of the spectrum, but it's pretty high and it's pretty decent. So you have a decent hit point pull. There we go. So you can take a couple of shots. Now the thing is, you really don't want to take shots, and we'll get back to that in a second. Weight is pretty average, 32 tons. It's the same as the Type 58. It's pretty average for the tier. Horsepower on the engine is pretty low, and it's pretty sluggish, to be honest. It misses that little oomph that you want in a medium, which makes this thing difficult. You can't really get to flanks in time that you want to get to, and that's one of the main problems with this tank. It's just a tad too slow to be a proper medium. Yeah, the acceleration is pretty shitty, so you can't, get off that starting line fast. If you at least have that, then, but no, it's just, overall, it's just missing in the speed department. Traverse speed is pretty slow with 30. The Chinese is pretty good with 42, so can't really compare that. It's on par with the VK. So, yeah. Hull armor, well, on paper it has 75. In reality, it pretty much has none. I bounce more on my Type 58 than I do on this thing, so don't believe what you're seeing here. In reality, in actual gameplay, it just doesn't happen. Gun mantlets, same thing. It's pretty much the worst, I think. No, it's better than... no, it's worse than that one as well. Yep, it's the worst. So don't expect to ever bounce things on this tank, ever. If it happens, call a newspaper because a miracle just happened. Turret traverse at 36... goes down, is okay. It's not great, but that's definitely workable. It's not as good as the Chinese, but it's a lot better than the VK. So just to give you an idea where it's at. View range pretty average at 360, bit on the low end of the spectrum there, and the signal range at 400 is not great. But it's not the final radio actually. I don't have the final radio because I could never get. I never was bothered to get it. I don't know, but I think the final one is about 700, but it's pretty standard, so not important. The guns, this is where things get sort of interesting. It has the highest rate of fire out of all of them. It has the highest penetration out of all of them. It has the lowest damage out of all of them. It has the medium accuracy between the two, really. Aim time 2.1 seconds is pretty good, and that was about it. So, now, what does this all mean? Now, I know we went through that rather quickly because there's a couple of things you need to know about this tank, and I personally don't like this tank at all. Now, the thing is, it has pretty good depression, so use that. Definitely use that. It's huge. I mean, let's compare it. That thing is, known to be a pretty damn big tank. This thing is just bulky. It's just big. It's sluggish. It doesn't help. It has a camo value of -10, so, shoot at one end of the field and the other end of the field will see you. And that's the feeling I have with this tank. It always gets spotted, every single time. I run a camo net on it and binoculars. I try to use it as a scout. Not so much an active scout, but to get into a bush position, scout people from my team, and try to let them do the damage, because the gun is good, like I said. It has a lot of damage output. It really does. You can actually check here. Just over 2000 DPM. If you look at this one, we're at 1900, this one, we're at 1900, so out of the three, it has the best DPM. But if we look at the specific power, 12.26, 16, and 16. So the horsepower per ton ratio is pretty shit. So it's sluggish. The armor is non-existent, even though it says 75. It will never ever bounce. And now we get to the biggest problem. This thing, even though with the gun, with the DPM and everything, pretty much everything you come across will wreck you. An M4 will kill you before you can kill an M4 if he gets, if you're trading shots. This thing, even though it has a high DPM, it's so damn squishy that you just cannot fight your way out of a cardboard box. You don't have the speed to duke people. You don't have the armor to wither any hits that go towards you. You will never ever bounce. HE will wreck you. There's just so many problems with this tank, and they just stack up, and it completely negates the fact that you have a pretty good gun and good depression on it. So the thing is, if people are shooting at you, then you are screwed. With a capital S, it's that bad. If you can stay hidden and put the gun to work, yeah, it can do a lot of damage in the game, but I always get detected, and the problem I always have with this tank, and always had, because I'm already past this tank, but I went back for you guys to let you know what it's about. The problem I always have with this tank is that my team always fails. It's just every single time my team fails, I have to go back, I have to come out of hiding, and I get shot to crap. Every single time. I just can never get into the position where I can just put the gun to use and have my team actually do something so I can support them. This is a pure support tank. This is a sniper. Even though it's not the most accurate, it's a sniper. And use it as such, because otherwise it will fail. It doesn't have the speed, it doesn't have the armor, it doesn't have the maneuverability to do anything else. It can't get into good forward positions, it can go hull down, but you still, every shot that hits you will pen. Even this, the mantlet, it's not even a mantlet, it will still pen. This, I don't remember the exact values, and I can't be asked to look because I have never seen a bounce on this thing. So, that's kind of the lowdown of this tank. Oh yeah, and the crew is my old Chinu crew that I didn't want to waste the money on. I just did a couple of games so I could get a review and replay for you guys so you can see what it's like. But that's about it. I'm not going to spend money on this thing. So that is in short the Cheeto. So let's take a look at some gameplay. And here we are on Tundra. And if we take a look at the matchmaking, not the best in the planet. They get 3 top tier heavies, we get 3 mediums. 9 times out of 10 that means the heavies win. It's not always the case, but often it is. And there's already a Lux there. I try to stop, try to take a shot, and there's Churchill parked right in front of me. Really? Completely blocked my shot. I could have at least put one into the Lux. I nearly get nailed by artillery because of it. Put one into the cromwell, get hit for no damage, he hits my track. Put another one into him on the move, take ammo rack damage. Right there. See what I mean? This tank and module damage is ridiculous. Almost every single game. Scrap that. Every single game, if we don't count the tracks, I get module damage. Ammo rack, gun, turret, engine, you name it. This thing loses modules like crazy. Just trying to put in a shot here, see if I can destroy the building to get a line, but nope. You can see the depression. It has some depression, but it's definitely not great. It's there, it's workable, but nope. Let's show you. As you can see, definitely has some depression. I think it's about 7 degrees, but don't quote me on that. I haven't actually checked the values in quite a while, so I'm not entirely sure, but it does have some depression, but it's not pro-int or anything. So, yeah, like I said, the gun on this thing is good. Oh, and if you see lag spikes in the game, there's still some massive issues with this map, even though Wargaming doesn't want to admit it. I'm currently running at 60 frames, 70 frames even from time to time, and I'm recording. Just take a look in a little bit. Anyways, put 2 shots into his side, and finish him off. Lucky for us, their heavies do not seem to be smart, and didn't go to the hill to push it. Got a T-150 coming up here. Let's pull back, get a shot into his hatch. Yes, we can pull back before he's shooting me. I don't want to get shot again. So we pull back behind the hill here, make him engage somebody else, and then we'll support from the other side. There's an M4 in our base, that's not good. Okay, T-150 seems to be pulling back. Yep. So, we're coming over here, and we're dropping down to 30 frames. Yeah, sure, there's no frame rate issue here. My frame rate definitely did not get cut in half just going over to this side of the map. Yeah, no frame rate issue, my ass. Anyways, we go over here to look for this M4, and this Jackson is gonna fail miserably. See that in a second. And we bounce. I don't know where that went. I think it hit his gun mantlet, but okay, put one into the cheek, and we just don't reload in time. Now, this Jackson. You would think the Jackson could finish him off, right? Oh, by the way, we just lost our radio operator by getting shot at the track. So I think, you know, we'll just leave him. The Jackson has it. Jackson? No? Hello? No? Still not? Really? You can't finish off one M4 at 100 health? Fine, I'll get the kill. So, oh crap, 250. We get tracked. He's shooting HE. Ow. So, I already used my repair kit, and that's one of the problems, like I said. So much module damage. This one doesn't count, obviously. This was tracked. I don't include that. I mean just general module damage, which means you need to use your repair kit, which means you often get stuck, being tracked, unable to fix it, dying. And that's the problem with this tank. There's so many small problems that just affect your gameplay so much that it completely destroys and negates any decent quality this tank has. This is a good first turret, easier to pen. There we go. Put in the second one, and somebody else finished him off. Darn it. So we've pretty much decimated the entire team so far, but we have done okay, but nothing major. But this is the best gameplay I could get in a short time here. I didn't have too much time to slam this together, so... And I don't think I have any better gameplays laying around, I'm not sure. But I don't think so. I didn't save anything, so they definitely weren't worth a damn. So that is pretty much this tank in a nutshell. Great gun, but if anybody shoots at you... Oh crap. Pull back, pull back. He is not moving. Free XP! Woohoo! So let's put in shot after shot. I mean, if he's not gonna be here, I'm gonna get free experience. Come on, 2 more shots. Nope, 1 more was enough. Haha, mine. And can we get a shot into this last person? So yeah, that pretty much is this tank in a nutshell. You get module damage all the damn time, you waste your repair kit on it, and you get tracked. Darn it, I was hoping to kill him there. You get tracked and you can't detrack yourself, or fix your track, I should say, not detrack yourself. Fix your track, you get shot to crap. That is pretty much how the average game in this tank goes. Ooh, damn, he took a lot of damage at Shinyu. That was a big ram. Let's take a look at the stats. So, here we are with stats, and like I said, there's not much I can make out of this thing, guys. It's just, it won't work. Me and this thing do not mix, and I have to generally say, I hate this tank. I really do. It's the biggest pile of crap I've driven at tier 6. It's just worthless. Absolutely worthless. Anyways, managed to get just under 800 experience, and that's pretty much the best game I've had. That's not the best, I've had higher, but I didn't have any replays at hand for this review, so I just quickly went out and got one, and this is pretty much the best I can get right now, and I really can't be bothered to play this thing again. I had to suffer through a couple of games just to get this game. That's how bad this thing is. But anyways, fired 19, hit 16, pen 14, penetration, even though it's supposedly good for its tier, is just pretty much not good. It really isn't. We did 1500 damage, which isn't bad. I mean, let's be honest, tier 6 medium, 1500 damage is not bad. It's not great, but took 5 hits, all of them bent, and as you saw, module damage. This thing is so ridiculously prone to module damage. This time around, it was my ammo rack. Usually it's my engine. Usually, even it's both. It's very prone to module damage, which does not help. And given that it has pretty much no armor, you know, in this tier, it never bounces. Yeah. We spotted 2, let's see, damaged 5, destroyed 2, got no spotting damage whatsoever. We played very defensively, so it's not that much of a surprise. Got a little bit of bonus cash there. Without it, we would have made about 16k profit, and we got a grand total of 1500 experience without premium. Like I said, just this thing, it's... yeah. Don't look at the crew, I just put them in, like I said before, for now. And, yeah, let's take a quick look at the service record for this thing. Or is it Cheeto? I mean, I have a positive victory ratio in it, but I had to play 92 battles to get past this thing. That's how bad it is. I mean, all these ratios, this is bad for me. My own standard is have this at least above 1. That is my own standard. Anything below that, it's shit. Enemy vehicles destroyed, 0.72 is horrifically bad. No. This tank is probably one of my worst tanks that I currently own. It's just that bad. It's just, ugh. It's non-functional. It's just, that's how it is for me. So, yeah, that's my opinion of the Cheeto. And I'm sure there's gonna be people out there that love this tank and think that I'm absolutely wrong, but I couldn't find anything special about this thing. Yeah, supposedly on paper it has like the best gun and the best DPM for its tier and for, you know, for tier 6 mediums. I call bullshit. Yeah, it has the best DPM. If, and that's a huge if, nobody in the entire game shoots at you. If they do, you are gonna lose crew members and modules like they're free. It's that ridiculously weak. So yeah, it has a good gun. It does. If you can put it to good use and nobody fires back at you. As soon as people start firing at you, it's over. And this thing gets wrecked in seconds. So, yeah, you know, sure, you can probably have amazing games in it. I've played 92 games in it, and I've not seen a single one. What kind of mastery badge did I get? Shut up, phone. Every time that phone. It's been a couple of days since the damn thing went off during recording, so we were due for another one. Mastery badge first class, and I'm pretty sure that game was pretty lackluster shit as well. So let's take a look at the average experience. This is where it is at for my current tanks. For what I own for average experience, it's not great. Yeah, the KV-13 is below it, but I had a horrific losing streak on that one. I think it was like a 10-game losing streak. I just could not win a game. So, yeah, it's not the worst in here, as you can see, but there's a couple in here that I've not played for very much, so those don't count. And then there's some lower tiers ones, which usually get lower experience as well. Anyways, doesn't matter really. That's my opinion of the Cheeto, and you can either like it or dislike it, but that's what I think. It's an absolute piece of shit, and it's barely functional. The gun is good for its tier, it is. Accuracy is a bit yeah, but putting that gun to use is the main problem of this tank. As long as you are undetected and nobody's firing back at you, it can function. If people start shooting at you, it is over very quickly. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.